Sit down. Sit down. Or get out of the way. Hooey bum. I've had an idea. Tonight, BBC Two, so this is in the UK, and then on the BBC iPlayer for a month thereafter, and pretty soon on iTunes, is season 4 of Inside Number 9, which is something, if you haven't caught, I highly recommend. Episode 1, season 4, is called Zanzibar. And that was an episode where, I can't reveal too much, but when you look at it, you'll see that everyone is speaking in a very kind of, the whole thing is in a single kind of meter. So what I thought would be interesting when, I always design means of challenging myself when doing something, particularly like Inside Number 9, where every episode is completely different. One of the restrictions I gave myself was to make it a continuous cue. So if you have a look at this, you'll see absolutely enormous number of bars. We end up on bar 1233. And you'll also see there's only a couple of tempo changes there. So basically, if you just park your playhead on 10 hours, the minute the picture starts, that's the very, the opening credit sequence, which is the funny pizzicato thing, which you'll see. We don't have anything for that here because that's, was recorded for the first season. If you just whack it in, then the whole of the episode should sync up so you can watch it live with all of this MIDI programming. For those of you who don't use Logic, I've created 2 MIDI files, one with all of the biscuit crumbs as you see them here. And because different DAWs import MIDI files differently, I've actually merged tracks. For example, when you pull this stuff into Pro Tools, it makes a different track for each biscuit crumb, which I think would be annoying. It's kind of quite fun to read a score whilst listening to the music and, looking at a picture and seeing how the dialogue, but to actually look at the MIDI, I think for some of you may be very interesting. You'll also notice that I tried, as another restriction to create attention, I tried to not have any strings on this, but you'll see with the subject matter that at the very bottom I succumbed to some pizzicatos and some tremolandos. So just want to take you through a few bits. Skylar harp, mini harp is in the labs, hop, swarm, self-explanatory. The harm is a harmonium, the Val Grid, and it's grid 2. Felt piano, which one is that? That's the Gwilym Sincock, and then it's the Hans Zimmer piano. All of these are the orchestral percussion. This is the SSW woodwinds, and the horns are SSB, or the Spitfire brass. And then the Saucony, I just basically did this kind of fudge, just loaded them all up, and there's one pizzicato and one which is the tremolandi. I thought this was an opportunity. It's quite rare to be able to study the whole episode in a single Logic file, and I think you'll agree that it's quite an interesting piece. Oscar, do you want to move out the way, mate? I got recognised down at the pub, actually, last night, and the guy said, I watch your vlog. I didn't actually recognise you, I recognised the dog, so it's only right that Oscar claims the limelight. You will probably notice a few bits will fall out, and a few bits that will be like, well, where's the MIDI information for this bit? What they did in the dub is they actually added more music. They cut and pasted stuff from, which is actually a very rare occurrence. But anyway, just thought it'd be a good opportunity, seeing as it's one cue, one episode, and it's showing 10 o'clock, BBC Two, January the 2nd, on iPlayer thereafter, and on iTunes. It tends to get on there pretty quick. And as I say, if you haven't seen the other Inside Number 9s, I do humbly recommend it. If you have any questions, just fire them up in the comments section. And again, for more access to this kind of stuff and freebies, hit subscribe. If you like what I'm doing, hit like.